Hey guys, and welcome to my new movie review. For those of you who are new to my YouTube channel, first of all, it's a very warm welcome. I just want to say thank you so much for clicking on this link. I really appreciate it. And while you're here, if you haven't already and you're new to my channel, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're on a mobile device and you're subscribing to my channel, why don't you go ahead and click that bell for notifications. That way when I drop any new content, it'll be yours on your device straight away. I'd really appreciate that. And speaking of appreciation, guys, I would really appreciate a thumbs up on my movie review. That way I know that you're appreciating my content just as much as I'm putting it out. Thank you so much for that. Force of Nature came out this year, 2020. It is rated MA 15+, and the duration is 1 hour and 31 minutes long. It is an action drama with a director of Michael Polish. And the cast of Force of Nature is Emile Hirsch as Camilio, Mel Gibson as Ray, David Ayers as John, and last but definitely not least, Kate Bosworth as Troy. Now, I'll give you my personal thoughts right after this synopsis. A gang of thieves plan a heist during a hurricane and encounter trouble when a cop tries to force everyone in the building to evacuate. So straight off the bat, guys, I just have to say something about this movie in terms of the trailer selling me for this movie. Now, the trailer is pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, but one of the things that annoyed me a little tiny bit in the trailer is I really thought that I was going to get some really amazing aerial shots in the movie from the trailer about the actual fact that they're inside a hurricane, and I was a little bit disappointed about that because of the fact that I was like, wait, what? Why aren't you showing that? Like, why have you cut that element out of the movie? And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, because when you see the movie, when you get a chance to see the movie, you'll understand that it is kind of irrelevant, that element of the movie, because it's focused on a specific element of the movie. So I just want to let you guys know, those of you who are new to my channel, I do not do spoilers. No spoilers at all in my movie reviews, because in my personal opinion, spoilers are not fair for anyone, especially if you want an opportunity to see the movie, and I'm here to just give you my thoughts on the movie as it is as a whole. I have to say, guys, the opening sequence, literally the opening sequence with the dog, really cute dog though, really cute dog, but really, it was just one of those things that it just was like, it was like they were trying to make an awkward moment. Like, oh yeah, remember when we did that in the car? Like, do you know what I mean? And I have to say, the sequence that literally follows the opening sequence, so the second sequence of the movie, what happens in that movie, as I said, no spoilers, what happens in that part of the movie is actually told later on in the second, like in the third part of the movie. Troy, which is again the weirdest name ever for a character. Why they named her Troy again? Why they named her Troy is actually explained later on in the movie, and also Cordelia's character is also explained. What that second sequence was, what happens. So basically, Cordelia and Troy have this downtime moment in the movie, and she's stitching him up, and the element behind that sequence is literally to explain the backstory behind the situation of where they come to now. It's not bad. It's really not bad. It's like the audience is like, it's literally, the second opening sequence literally opens it up to like the audience is like, wait, what? And it sort of grabs the audience as in like, okay, now we've got your attention. Now we'll tell you what happens there later on in the movie so you don't get bored. And speaking of bored, guys, I have to say his character, Cordelio's character in this movie was so, especially at the beginning, was so boring. And I actually, unfortunately, I don't look out for stuff like this. I really don't look out for stuff like this, but I saw it and I was like, oh, really? But I have to say, I was really annoyed at his hair. I know that's like, what? His hair in the movie there was sequences when it was wet and flat, and then literally sequences after that where it was styled and pushed up like mine. And I was like, it was just kind of annoying because I was like, it was so out of continuity to what the character was going through at the time. And it was like, wait, hang on a sec. I know that's probably nitpicking. That probably is nitpicking, but I'm just saying that's something that I found in the movie that was kind of annoying to me. Again, speaking of Troy and Cordelius's character, oh man, the sequence when they're trying to get the old guys out of their apartments and, you know, to safety, man, that was a really, really boring sequence to this movie. I mean, legitimately, that was a really, really, I mean, I kid you not, guys, I was dozing. I was legitimately dozing at that sequence, like for real. I was like, get on with it. It really, that sequence specifically really dropped the ball of this movie. The bowl, hand me the bowl sequence again, really, that was ridiculous. I mean, that was so ridiculous. And yes, again, at the end of the movie, you get an idea of what it was. You get an idea of what it was that you know, he wanted him to hand the massive bowl of food. But in my personal opinion, guys, that sequence was absolutely ridiculous. I was like, what? And they paint pictures during the movie of, oh, do this because later on that's going to happen. And it's like, it was just one of those elements of the movie that was really, really, really crap. Like, it was just so unnecessary and just really down. Like, it was almost too stupid. It was almost too stupid. Like, it's so dumb. Okay, this isn't part of the movie that made me for real roll my eyes. It for real made me roll my eyes. The part in this movie where she says, and I'm not going to say the word because I don't like swearing, but she says, so you're full of blank. And then he's like, shut up, or something like that. Oh my gosh. That was like, really? Really? Oh my gosh. But really, like, yeah, no. No. Stop trying to be funny. Stop trying to be funny. It wasn't funny. It was so pathetic. Anyway, I have to say, guys, there is absolutely no way in any way, shape or form at all that they would have not been dead from the balcony fall. It, like, seriously, really, from that height, you honestly think that, oh man, just like, I get it, it's like, well, the action sequences, but then what happens to the bad guy after they fall? It's like, what was the point of that in the first place anyway? Like, why didn't you just die on impact? It was just one of those things where I just rolled my eyes. I really did. Like I said, guys, they actually do explain Troy's name. When I was editing this movie review and I was, you know, going through and everything, and I literally saw her name being Troy, I was like, Troy? That's a boy's name. Why would you name her Troy? Like, what? What? That makes no sense at all. Just, they explain it. They explain it later on in the movie, okay? One of the things that kind of bugged me about this movie as well, guys, this isn't a great movie. In my personal opinion, this isn't a great movie. And does this movie have the core element central, that thing that needs for film to be film, in my personal opinion? And that, you know what I'm going to say, guys, is rewatchability, guys. In no way, shape or form does this movie have rewatchability. No way at all. And Mel Gibson's character is on the front poster of this movie. Like, he's like, you know, he's on the poster. And I get why. He's like the draw card. He's literally like the draw card. It's like, oh, come and see a Mel Gibson film. Yeah, it's really good. He is in a movie, but he's not a staple character in the movie. And it is what it is, guys. That's just my thoughts on this movie. So for anyone who has been following my channel for any period of time, you guys know that I love to give you guys trivia for my movie reviews, because trivia, in my personal opinion, is like icing on a cake. And who doesn't love cake? So it's trivia time. Mel Gibson replaced Bruce Willis in this movie. Next piece of trivia is, guys, director Michael Polish and leading actress Kate Bosworth are actually husband and wife in real life. Next piece of trivia is, guys, Stephanie Kayo's first American English speaking film. Next and final piece of trivia, guys, and I will leave you with this one, is David Zayas and Mel Gibson have both played villains in Expendables movies. Zayas in Expendables 2010 and Gibson in the Expendables 3 2014. Guys, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, I value it so much. Don't forget who's bringing this movie review for Force of Nature. This is Superman Steve, guys, flying out!